They won't rig 2027 election. They won't consolidate on the criminality will take place for 2023.
Sometimes when I think about Nigeria's issue, I will just burst into tears. Not because of saying that me affects past or knowing that.
You know, the problem I have with Sowore would have been the only guy that you cannot hijack his party. But the problem we have is that you know him playing sanctimonious game that he's the most righteous and
a major party in this country. I don't know if you know, for instance, that the PDP is now openly wooing the likes of Peter Obi to return to their fold and give.
Hey guys, hold on, because I'm going to be playing a full video for you guys to take a look at. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned. And don't forget to share your opinion via the comment section. So guys, on this particular one is Randy Peter, Mama P, and some politicians. So we also will be talking about his matter, his alignment with Peter Obi, you know, for the upcoming 2027 general election. Okay, starting with this Randy Peters matter with INEC. Of course, INEC and Yakubu, who rigged the 2023 general election, is on it again. They have refused to actually implement the laws and, you know, the issue of electronic means of vote transmission for the 2027 general election. And up to date, they have refused to give us, you know, details of what happened and what led to the glitch in electronic, you know, in the transmission of results during the past election that saw them declaring the election results around 3 a.m. That matter is still active. As a matter of fact, Randy Peter has not taken it easy on any one of them, because he's still venting out his frustration, because it is alarming how our government, you know, they are not being accountable at this point. Now we are, you know, clamoring, and all of us are speaking one voice. We want electoral reform. We're talking about implementing laws and, you know, policies that will ensure that election is run, you know, without any form of rigging, without, you know, buying of votes, without, you know, one person waking up to be declared winner when we all know that he or she does not deserve the win. I'm going to play the full video for you guys to take a look at. Meanwhile, you know, Sowore has, you know, a lot of people are already pleading with Sowore, you know, to actually join the big man himself, Peter Obi, with one voice, one party for 2027 general election, as it is believed that these two people can actually liberate Nigeria from the mess we are in at the moment. Meanwhile, Mama P don't come out to the yarn, they blast everywhere. She thought the fact say this country they bad at this, say we the youth have a lot to do. Like at this point in time, still on this electoral reform issues and the issue of, you know, being accountable, you know, how they are spending money, and the issue that took place in the north where a certain politician commissioned pipe-borne water. Or if you see the water that the citizens are drinking, it is nothing to write home about. And she's saying that we all need to come out, 10,000 of us need to come out, march, you know, to the street of Abuja and make sure that our voice is being heard, speak our mind, and let the government know that we are not sleeping on this issue. Meanwhile, PDP is begging Peter Obi, he said, making comeback. Say, this time around, they are going to zone the 2027 general election to the south. Of course, we saw what happened during 2023 presidential election where they zoned it to the north. They gave it to Atiku, they forgot Wike and Peter Obi, who were the sole primary builders of PDP, you know, before that election, you know, was approaching. Now let's look more for the matter of electoral reform. Let me play the first video of Randy Peter. Don't forget to stay tuned. Watch to the end, guys, and get the important key factors or the important message coming from Randy Peter. And don't forget to smash the like button and share your opinion.
INEC chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu, and your gang of electoral bandits, your peace will only come when una confess and tell Nigerians the thing will happen for 2023. Until we, the victims of the criminality and injustice, where una do 2023, until we find justice, una self una no go rest. Nigerians, I beg you, pay attention. Make all of una they follow waiting they go on. A lot of distractions they this country. That is the plan, so that people will not pay attention to the most important thing. They won't rig 2027 election. They won't consolidate on the criminality will take place for 2023 because we have failed to hold the people who do them accountable. Make I just tell una the simple truth. This electoral reform with compulsory transmission of results electronically, they no one do them. National Assembly no one do am, both House and Senate. The only thing where we bring that kind of electoral reform now electoral revolution. Nigerians must get ready to protest and occupy National Assembly to demand that electoral reform with compulsory electronic transmission of result, because they no one do am. But even if they do them, elections are be electoral reform with good laws are only as good as the people will go implement them. The criminality where currently they go on for INEC, it require the attention of everybody. But opposition keep quiet. ADC, nobody they talk. I don't they shout since, but everybody just they go on. But Mahmoud, me I no go leave this issue of election, because the next INEC chairman where they come go worse past you, and we must send a memo to him through you, because you cannot do what you did in 2023 and go just like that. Mahmoud, you talk said that there was a glitch in 2023. Make una listen, no. You said there was a glitch, and that is why they no transmit presidential election results live. Professor Mahmoud, if there was a glitch, who are the companies where you give the contract to build the IRF server and we're supposed to host the domain? Waiting happened to those companies since there was a glitch. Professor Mahmoud, who are the contractors working with INEC? Waiting be the criteria where they take give them those contracts. What exactly have they been doing? How much have been spent, and who have been holding them accountable? Professor Mahmoud, we need to know these companies. Who is Share Trade Integrated Limited Nigeria? Now them be the mother company of Share Trade Data Network Solutions Limited. They do this issue of e-transmission as far back as even 2018-2019 Ekiti election. Now them do IRF server, be no be them do them. As they not deliver, are they still your contractors? What of INEC, Tennessee, Crow Farm, and many other companies where some with who are the persons who own those companies? And as they not deliver, what have been done to them? Are they still not the contractors who will now want use even as they move forward into 2027? Ori Buruku Lenshe INEC Oshi Lenshe. Una think say Nigerians, all of us are stupid people, we are dumb. Me, I'm not a part of that gullible Nigeria. We must hold you to account, Professor Mahmoud. If you say there was a glitch, what exactly happened? Where be say the time where they suggest before the election say they should use the banking network, make una sign MOU with bank so that they can host the domain since their own network is more secure. Why did you disagree to the use of that banking network? When una know say this beavers machine, their function equipments of criminality, a lot of them are being compromised. Yet you went ahead to say they should did the contract to these people. Even when they failed to deliver, nothing was done. Even when you, Mahmoud, you sabi say that you have the powers from the Electoral Act to be able to sit down and review the outcome of election. After that election, did you meet with CSO? Was there any standing order for you to tell them that you were not discussing the 2023 election? What is going on in the INEC IT department? Where Engineer Chidi, one of the head of the INEC department, we've been done there for years, what does he know about the IT department and everything will happen till 2023? Nigerians are not fools, so Nigerians make una shine una eye. Mahmoud, you cannot claim to be ignorant of what happened, because 2021, now you set up paper presentation. Position paper 1, electronic transmission of result by you. It was signed by yourself, Mahmoud Yakubu. I go post them there. You stated clearly that the purpose of electronic transmission of result was for 3 things: for trust, for efficiency, and for safety. Trust, efficiency, and safety, Professor Mahmoud. And you stated in this document that you had already test run this e-transmission for a decade. That is more than 10 years coming. But yet, on the day of implementation, there was a glitch. Nigerians, who are the contractors with INEC? Who they handle the logistics? Shebina NURTW, who be the president of NURTW? Kunduz Swing or Shilenshe INEC. Professor Mahmoud, you must tell us what have been done to these companies that failed to deliver. The billions that were spent on this INEC IREF, the company that was awarded, as they not deliver, what has been done to them? Who are the ones you people are preparing for 2027? 2027, the people of Nigeria, we must liberate ourselves.
Alright guys, still on the matter where they stop. So on the next slide, I will be showing you the next video of Mama P before I bring you the video of Sowore, the people who are begging Sowore to come join, Peter Obi. Of course, we've seen lawyer Adedeji begging Sowore, and Sowore came out publicly stating that he is not going to join any alliance. The guy is stubborn, but there's no way a single tree can make a forest, which is one thing every Nigerians are reminding him. He cannot become a nation himself alone. That is the issue. Meanwhile, Mama P don't come out the yarn plenty. Of course, our lackadaisical attitude has become one of the reasons our leaders, has taken us, the way they are taking us. We become so vulnerable. Today they are declaring bills. Today they are coming out to declare billions and trillions for a minor project that wouldn't have cost that much. We saw them renovating the ICC with about 37 billion naira, and the big man himself, why you say, who went there, evaluated the renovation and said it doesn't cost up to 5 billion naira. Another person went there and evaluated the cost and said it doesn't even worth up to 5 billion naira. It's about 3 billion if they are being fair. Then where did the rest of the billions, went to? Where did it go to? That is actually another question that Nigerians are not even taking serious at this point. Now, Mama P has a lot to say because she's been addressing this issue, our nonchalant attitude towards government policies and all of that, according to her, has cost us a lot, and it is high time we begin to actually speak up. We begin to actually criticize the wrong policies that the government are implementing. Today, they are borrowing billions and trillions of dollars. Of course, we've seen Tinubu himself coming out to propose a bill about 34 point something $billion, and is asking the parliament, the senate, to actually approve it, you understand, for the construction of some roads, Calabar, Lagos to Calabar, whatever they call it, coastal road, which according to them they have spent $700 million. Money na water. This one shock also. $700 million. No be naira. They expect for road. This country is very, very funny. Let me play the full video to watch. Stay tuned, because after this particular we will jump into Sowore matter. Sowore na one stubborn guy wey be say he feels he can actually lead the country. I'm not saying he cannot do it, of course, with the help of Nigerians voting him, but the last election did not tell well about him and his reputation. Watch the end, guys, and don't forget to smash the like button, and also stay tuned, because after this one is the next video of PDP begging Mr. Peter Obi to come back.
Sometimes when I think about Nigeria's issue, I will just burst into tears. Not because of saying that may affect pass, or knowing that this is the country we'll pass down to our children if we are not careful. It's scary and same time heartbreaking. You don't take time to scroll through your timeline. Have you seen how disorganized Nigeria is? It's painfully our reality. Not be content, it's what's going on. How can people be drinking this type of water in 2025? And it is said that 2 billion was allotted for water projects in this same Kebbi state. How is nobody asking the relevant questions? How are the citizens willingly fetching this water? No single revolt. If I talk to say, oh, you like fight. Fight is the only thing that can save Nigeria. Forget all this cho. How come President Tinubu has borrowed over $500 million for education, but it is a Peter Obi that is going from one place to another, donating 25 million, 50 million, 15 million, trying to help? Where is the president? Yet we have people online paid to be insulting those helping. We have a Kenneth Okonkwo that says, oh, we need a strong atiku. Sorry to call him, I don't hate atiku, but I hate the people fueling his broken dream. I have an MC Jollof that will praise the Remi Tinubu. I cannot stand and speak for the girl child who is being abused. I have an MC Oluomo that is clapping for Sheyi Tinubu, praying that the son of the president becomes the governor of Lagos State. How are you all watching? Seeing what Wike is doing with his children, what Abio is doing with his senators. How are you all watching? I fear for the country we will pass down to our children. My school of thought, if it will take 10,000 people to die or 200 million people to be free, then so be it. Let's all come out and lay our lives. If it will guarantee that these 200 million people will experience freedom, then so be it. How can these idiots that gave pregnant women 500 naira for empowerment and to ease their financial burden, 500 naira to pregnant women, how does he have the guts to come outside and say he will take the states back from Alex Otsi, who has given scholarships to children, redefined Aba industry? How can he have the guts to be walking our streets again? They will come and say, you like fight? Oh yes, fight is the only thing that will save the country. In Edo Lagos State, they say vigilante and they beat person. So how are we not seeing their face on the timeline by today that they've been arrested and charged for attempted murder? How are we docile? Like Aisha Yusufu said, their children are marrying each other while we are here fighting each other. What is more important now to Lagos people is to rename Charlie Boy bus stop and tag it Olamide Badu. You are all sick. I passed through Owerri, Imo State. I shook my head. There is a governor there. Oh wow. I didn't say anything because nobody that one carry me go there. I focus on the journey where they carry me they go. But Nigeria is broken. It needs to be fixed urgently. You are hating on a Tunde, not a US citizen that is just lending his voice to your country that is broken. You know mad? You are mad. If I scream the way we beat me for Bele, this car fits here. We are watching the IG of police act like a tout. Because tell me why this man has been arrested for the second time. He is the one who came to give evidence that what this woman is saying is a lie. He is the one being arrested. I will talk about that in another video. How come the people that Scott Iguma mentioned, the police people that brutalized him and made jest of his fundamental human rights, how come they've not been published on national dailies? He came out with evidence of all what they did to him. I watched that video. I burst into tears when I was watching the video. Maybe I'll post it. I felt that video was too vulnerable. That's why I did not post it. How come nobody's talking about it? P1 real estate has duped over hundreds of people. How come EFCC, nobody is addressing us? President Tinubu, you sure say you ready for this job? You sure say you know go has? You sure say we no go send you go has even if you no want go? You sure say we no come outside tell you say can't they go? I'm making these videos because I'm pained. I actually came in here to scream and talk and dance, but no, this is reality check. Something is wrong somewhere. The people are the problem of the country. Your docility is what is keeping us where we are. You cannot make videos, you cannot like, you cannot comment, you cannot share. You are docile. Even the Bible says, "Yeah, who is neither hot or cold, I will spit you out of my mouth." That is what God said. You people are too lukewarm. That is why they are all stepping on you without caution. They don't say chukwu no dey on our back. You are too smooth. You are too easy to ride on. Nigerians, wake up. If I talk now, you see them come to my day. Oh, be careful so you are not picked. The fuck? Let them pick. I'll gladly be among the first 10,000 to go. You just wake up. Not for us, for our children. Let's be sure.
2027 general election is actually not that near, but it is already near because our leaders has made it obvious that they don't have anything to offer again against 2027. They are saying that all they want to do now is how to secure their offices come 2027. The big man himself, Tinubu, is already building capacity, is already, building men, paying people to get into the party. The agenda is one party state, in Nigeria, but then it's not working out because the coalition that we saw, ADC coming out, as one of the leading party at the moment, where we have a lot of political might like Atiku, and so Peter Obi, though Peter Obi leg not really there. Obedient people are already tired and we are still waiting. They are waiting desperately for Obi to make his last move because anywhere he go, and then they go according to them. They are obedient to the core. Meanwhile, Sowore matter don't tire everybody. Nigerians were actually asking him to join force with Peter Obi, stating that his party AAC wouldn't have been easily penetrated by some corrupt politician who would have come to spy on the party. You understand that he and Peter Obi joining force would have boosted the morale of Nigerians, coming out to vote. But then, aside that, at the moment, I'm not being biased. If I'm not being biased, Sowore might be a good man, you understand, who does a lot of things for the good of the nation. But at this point, politically speaking, he doesn't have this strength. I'm not trying to be, we're not trying to be straight because if you look at his voting capacity, I don't think he got up to 1,000 votes the last time. But then he has a lot of good work. And the funny thing is that with all this thing this man is doing, Nigerians are so funny that they don't even give him their votes. What is happening? Well, we are asking that he should come and join force with Peter Obi because we have seen that he has a good potential, has a lot of potential, one that will be beneficial for the country growth and development. Sowore, we know, is a no-nonsense man, and we know that if Sowore gets into power, a lot of things go change. All of this, most of these bad leaders, then go dead behind bar, which is one of the reasons they actually are afraid of Peter Obi becoming the president of Nigeria. The man no dey take nonsense. We saw what happened when he was the governor of Anambra State. It was not an easy thing. If you were found kidnapping, they beat the way they catch you, they do the kidnapping, then go level am. Corruption was reduced to its minimal level. We saw academic, till date, Anambra State remains the number one in terms of academic. If we've seen their performance in WAEC, we've seen their performance in JAMS, they are always the best, all because of Peter Obi's late administration that produced good results. Oh yeah, now let me play the full video and hear it from the big men them. They are all saying Sowore should not be left out. He should do something. Join one of these political parties that has recognitions already, because AAC at this point in time, nobody really knows. It doesn't have the grassroots to actually function, and it doesn't have that. The Sowore himself does not have that large reach. You understand? Watch the video, guys. Stay tuned, because after this particular one we'll be talking about PDP.
The problem I have with Sowore would have been the only guy that you cannot hijack his party. But the problem we have is that him playing sanctimonious game, that he's the most righteous and all that. If we can have somebody like Sowore saying AAC, for instance, P2B, let's do this thing, I can tell you nobody will penetrate. Because it's like he's in charge.
Sowore understands his limitations.
Because
Sowore understands that he can't be president of this country.
That's what I'm saying. If he can, I'm not saying he should run.
Okay.
That what Peter
running.
Why this party? That's what he's saying.
Use the party. Let's use AAC and salvage this nation. They cannot
Sowore is not an Obi supporter. He doesn't like
that. No, I'm only
like the name.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I said the kind of party that you can talk of people infiltration will be impossible. It's a party like AAC. Because there is nobody. Sowore is the one, the arrowhead. So who are you going to bribe to penetrate the party? Who are you going to inject into the party to cause a pandemonium? But he wouldn't listen. Even a Deja Dewenju advised him that, what, join this. He said no. But if you can come out, I said P2B, let's use AAC.
So basically, the takeaway is P2B is in a fix.
Well, I don't want to actually.
No, Peter is in a bind. I said it before. He's in a fix. He's in a fix.
No, it's actually, a serious case, because now is neither here nor there as we speak. Obedience are waiting.
Time is running
Oh,
well.
Just like football and other sports, source for players out there when it is time to buy players, and it is shopping window, as it's called in football and other sports games. Politics in Nigeria has become like a shopping, there's a time for shopping of new players, people that are relevant. So we've seen it now. Tinubu is already shopping for Kwakwanso, who is one of the biggest political might in the north. Of course, the replacement of Shetima is something that we are still anticipating. Of course, we've seen some scandals in APC, and we've heard some rumors of the big man Shetima, the vice president, who would be possibly changed. Why? Because Tinubu sees him unfit. According to him, he doesn't have that political strength again in the north. So Kwakwanso remains the only man to redeem the big man Tinubu come 2027. But then Nigerians are saying 2027 is election for selected few corrupt politicians against the 200 million Nigerians. And you ask yourself, 200 million. But the last election saw barely 22 million or 24 million voters. Obi accumulated 6-point-something million. Atiku 6-point-something million or 7 million. And the big man himself, Tinubu, 8 million. Add that figure together, it's not even up to 22 or 23 million. And we are talking about 200 million Nigerians. Does it mean that these guys don't have, PVC? They don't have voters card to come out and vote. They might tire everybody. But then, we've seen a lot of things happening. PDP is sourcing for Peter Obi. Now, shopping window with there at the moment. They are looking for people who has the relevance, people who has the people's love, you understand, to come and redeem PDP. Of course, all of us are saying that PDP, is not a good party anymore. Why are we saying this? Because of the people they are produced. We are seeing corrupt people there. You get the matter. But then let's not forget, forming alliance and then bringing out a new party. Did any face change? Did we see any young people there? Aside Peter Obi, who will say that it's corruption free because he's never been convicted by the EFCC nor any international body. of any fraud or any corrupt practices, in office or out of his office. That is the only person I can say that, okay, this man, has a legacy that can be trusted. But at other ones, Atiku, rufai, Edele Mamudu, all these guys has one issue or the other with EFCC. This is to say that we can't trust them. They are coming from PDP, APC, and they are coming to form a new party, and are presenting the party as one party that is holy and is acceptable. Like, should we start now accepting them? Are they not the same people going from one place to another? They're just like from one football team to another. That is what it is. Same player, same performance we might get from them. We're not being biased, but at this point in time, I think it's high time Nigeria begin to set aside sentiment, set aside tribalism, set aside this political sentiment that this and that shouldn't be. You understand? We should begin to choose a candidate. This is the only way Nigeria can be redeemed. Let me play the video, guys. Stay tuned, because after this particular one, we go judge matter as they hot.
A major party in this country. I don't know if you know, for instance, that the PDP is now openly wooing the likes of Peter Obi to return to their fold. And given that the PDP, as we mentioned earlier, still has reasonably solid structures across this country, several governorships under its belt, I mean, do you agree that that could well be a more attractive prospect for Peter Obi than the ADC coalition, which has so far been unable to attract a single governor to the fold?
Let me say clearly that Peter Obi is in the coalition, regardless of what anybody else is saying. But it is good to see that it has taken the coming on board of ADC to get PDP to begin to make some movements. But everyone knows that the jugular of PDP is still in the hands of the ruling party. Everyone knows that. Peter Obi, more than anyone else, knows that he cannot take the risk of going to the PDP, because PDP, and I'll give you an example. When the governor of, the former governor of Delta, Okowa, left PDP to join the APC, who welcomed him in the APC? Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Wike, that is presumably still in the PDP, right? You see PDP governors leaving their parties every day to join the ruling party. You hear PDP governors endorsing President Tinubu as their preferred candidate for 2027. You see PDP bigwigs saying that they no longer believe in this party because they believe that the party has been compromised. So, but like I said, it probably requires ADC to come on board to get PDP to begin to make some movements. I mean, everyone knows in this country today, you can conduct a poll. Ask Nigerians, which party do they recognize as the de facto opposition party? I have no doubt in my mind that the answer will be ADC.
Well, I mean,
welcome back again, guys. So we wrap up of all the matter where we done the yarn since, you understand, talking about the electoral reform, talking about INEC, talking about Yakubu Mahmoud, who has refused to actually come out to tell us what happened with election in 2023. We saw a bullion van at the INEC office after the 2023 presidential election. They declared, if you don't like the results, go to court. Of course, they are aware that the court is corrupt. Who is the Chief Justice? We saw what happened during Buhari's era, where he removed, I think, Wata or Negen, the one Chief Justice there from Cross River. You understand? Replaced him with another person, because the guy was not speaking his language. A system that allows the presidency or the government or, the executive arm of the government to choose, who becomes the Chief Justice. They are not dictating for the judiciary. Then what do you expect? I mean, the system is messed up. They are above the law. You've seen the issue with Senator Natasha and the Senate President Akpabio. You've seen what is happening. Of course, the court has given order that Senator Natasha should return, but Akpabio said he no go allow him. This is to tell that he's above the court. The judicial system has failed, and come to think about it, why did they even go to court if they know that the court's ruling will not be obeyed? This is Nigeria for you. We are still agitating for electoral reform. Of course, it is the only way to redeem Nigeria. It's the only way that we can actually have the credible, reliable leader that we are all seeking for. We saw how the Nigerian voice was denied in 2023 general election. Till date, Nigeria still believe that the election was rigged. I mean, the so Tinubu, the Jagaban of Lagos was defeated in Lagos. Then what are you telling me? We saw what happened in Rivers State. Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate, was defeated in Rivers State. Is that not juju? Like, how? Where does it happen? All because of wicked political interest. Of course, we know what has been happening. Godfatherism playing its role in Rivers State. We saw Fubara being suspended. This is all attributed to bad governance. The fact that the law cannot be obeyed. These are one of the reasons that Nigerians has lost interest in voting. But we are all saying that 2027 general election, it's another opportunity presenting itself for us to actually make a difference. We know that it's going to be more difficult. Tinubu was not in power then, and he was able to rig himself or rig his way into the power. But then we are trusting that this time around Nigeria has seen it up here. I mean, the issue of poverty, economic hardship, and we have been struggling, hike in prices and all of that. It's high time we begin to actually come out to speak about them. You going to the pool to collect 5,000, 10,000, highest 20,000 at most. It's not going to solve the problem that is coming, for the next 4 years that you have voted that person in. So it's high time we begin to actually speak our minds. Let us begin to say the things that will make this country a better place. Talking about Sowore, who has refused to join any good political party. I'm not saying the political party that he's in is a bad one, but then he's not getting that much attention that is needed. Nigerians need a voice. Going to vote Sowore for me is a waste of votes, because at the end of the day, he is not going to make up to 1 million votes. Look at the big political might in Kano, Kwakwanso. He got only 1 million votes. Forget it. Till tomorrow, Sowore is not anywhere close or even near the political, that's the man called Kwakwanso. His influence is very, very high. But in this day politics in Nigeria, Nigerians done wise. They are looking for a credible leader, not someone that has done, we've seen your legacy. There's nothing to write home about. But because you present yourself as a mini god or a god, doesn't mean that we can actually start choosing you or start running after you. But guys, this is the much you can take on this one. Now, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and if you like my pigeon, now my babe, they give me the inspiration.